Hi, thanks for joining. This video is going to cover the 5 most common objections that people are going to have before they make a purchase or an inquiry with your business. We all know that people shop around online. There's 5 really common objections that people have, and this video is going to explain the marketing and the sales assets that you can have in your digital ecosystem, which can work silently in the background to increase your lead generation and ultimately make your sales. So stick around. So number 1 is that they think it's too expensive.
Too expensive.
So the issue here isn't necessarily the price, it's the gap between the perceived value and the price that you're offering. And your job is simply to bridge that gap. And one way that you do that is you talk about the outcomes and the benefits that your price offer. Many people make the mistake if they talk about features. It's all features, features, features. And if you think about it in terms of an iPhone, they're not talking about the amount of pixels, although they do display that information. They're talking about the exceptional pictures quality that you can have, the family moments that you can create. They're talking about outcomes. Another way that you can do it is through your sales process, where as part of that sales process, before you even offer a price or ask for any sale, you're fully explaining to your prospect exactly what they'll be getting, exactly the outcomes that you're going to be offering and the value that you can bring. And so it's just about bridging that gap. So number 2 is that they don't think it will work for them. They might believe that your product offers great value, but just not for them. And they might be right.
It won't work!
So this is what happens when your client lacks believability, trust, credibility in what you do and what you're offering. So they think that it might have worked for X and Y, but it's not going to work from them. So we all know that when people are shopping, modern shoppers today, they look around. They look around online, they're going to be checking out your reviews, they're going to be checking out your case studies, testimonials, YouTube, all the rest of it. Because particularly if you're offering a high ticket offer, the more research that people will go into. So it's going to be really important that you have cross-platform reviews. So if you look at the Lilac James reviews that should be shown behind me now, we have stuff on Google, we have stuff on Facebook, because that's where our target market are looking. If you're a trader, if you're a roofer, for example, you're going to be looking at trustatrader.com, Checkatrade. These are where you're going to need to host your reviews. So one thing that you need to do with your review strategy is Google the relevant search terms around your industry, the type of terms that people are going to be looking to find what you do, and see where Google is displaying reviews. So it might be Checkatrade or it might be TrustaTrade. There's so many platforms out there, and whatever Google is displaying those, that's where you need to be. The second one is case studies. Now these can be hosted on your website. We've got a range of case studies on our website which talk about, for a variety of different clients, exactly what we've achieved for them, what we offer, the results we've done. And if you can, get your clients on video where they can talk about their impression, their understanding, their experience of working with your business. And if you get enough of if you have a really specific niche, this becomes really, really clear, really, really obvious for you, because all your clients are going to broadly be the same. If you don't have a niche, then you need to be looking at capturing quite a broad range, so they can find somebody who looks like them, who has a similar business or offers a similar service to them. So these are some of the things, and when you've got these things hosted up in the ether, up in the internet, these all work silently for you. We know at Lilac James that our second most viewed page is our case studies. We know that from the Google Analytics. So it's important that we have good content, we have video assets in there, because when people are in that consideration phase and they're deciding if you're credible, they're deciding if your product can work for them, they're going to be looking really broadly across the internet. So your assets have to be good and they have to be there. Number 3 is trust, which is that the perceived risk of going with you, of purchasing your product or service, is greater than the potential reward.
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
Unfortunately today, or fortunately, depending on which way you want to look at it, any teenager nowadays can set themselves up a website, a Facebook marketing platform, and they can put themselves out there and try and establish themselves with trust and credibility in the marketplace. And what this happens is people lack trust and confidence that potentially your product or service is going to do what you say it's going to do, particularly if you're trying to sell your expertise, like with videography, like with what we do, digital marketing, we do SEO. social media marketing, and Google advertising. And the main thing is, we say we do all of these things, but how do people know? How do people actually have that trust and believability in us? So we've spoken about reviews, testimonials, preferably video testimonials from your clients, and your case studies, which all allow you to sort of bridge that trust gap. But another way of doing it is exactly like this: getting in front of camera, displaying your expertise, displaying your credibility. You can offer webinars, you can offer training sessions, but in the main way that we do it at Lilac James is we give before we ask. So that is, during our sales process, we explain, we dive in, take a deep dive into somebody's marketing. We explain to them how we would meet their objectives. We can provide them with some case studies which explain exactly how we've done it for people just like them before, and it allows us to bridge that trust gap and reassure somebody that we are going to do what we say we're going to do. Unfortunately today, everybody out there will take your money if you allow them. And this is a hurdle that you're going to have to overcome, which is why referrals and recommendations are such strong converting leads into a business. The only difficulty is they're difficult to scale, very difficult to scale. So you need other lead forms. And when you do get those other lead forms, you're going to have this trust issue to overcome. So number 4 is that they don't think they need it. And they might be right.
I don't need dental work.
You're right.
There's nothing wrong with my teeth.
You are so beautiful.
For service-based businesses, it's important that you're going to have something in place in your sales process to help your customer understand that you're the right business for them, and to help you understand as well whether you're the right business for them. You don't want to be working with somebody that's not right for your business. Now, if you're offering some sort of home repair service, that could be a free survey. It's not uncommon for people like plumbers and roofers and builders to come out and do a site survey, because it helps bridge that gap and helps them understand whether or not the product is for them. At Lilac James, we have a marketing consultation. We offer that for free for certain businesses who we're likely to go on and work with. And it helps the customer understand our expertise, builds trust in us, builds confidence in us, and helps us understand actually whether we think we can deliver some solid outcomes for that business, because we don't want to work with anybody that we don't feel we can deliver a return on investment for. And number 5, the last one, they've tried it before, but it didn't work for them.
Not another one? Oh, for God's sake, I can't honestly.
This kind of links in with the trust issues that we were discussing earlier, but in this example, somebody might have had a builder before that did them a poor job, or had a service, had a digital marketing agency that just didn't deliver any results. And as a result, they're burned, they've been hurt, they've been wounded, and they've got a deeper trust issue than they would have if they were coming into you cold. So these things are going to have to be overcome, and one of the ways that you can do that is with warranties, with guarantees. Kia, for example, the cars, they're so confident in their cars that they offer a 7-year guarantee. Now, for people like me, who has a Kia Sportage, that is an incredibly compelling offer, because I hate it when a car breaks down, and I had a car before that just used to break down despite the fact it was a new car, and it was the most frustrating experience ever. So that led me into Kia. So offering these money back guarantees can really help you de-risk it, de-risk the investment, de-risk the purchase in your product or your service for your client. So you really need to be thinking about that. It might not be something you want to offer just straight away and just throw it in there, but this is where you really need to know your target customer. And if people are not going with your product or service, ask for feedback. Say why, what were the barriers? And you need to sort of start getting that feedback and taking it on the chin so you can then adapt and overcome. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment underneath. If you've got any questions that you're asking, we'll get back to you as soon as you can. We're Lilac James. We offer 3 main digital marketing services, being SEO, social media marketing, and Google advertising services, as well as some digital marketing consultancy. And we're going to be dropping lots of videos, lots of content from the problems that we've seen since 2008 when we set up, that we've been helping business owners with day in and day out. We learned a lot of lessons, and we're going to be sharing them with you via this channel. So do like and subscribe, and we'll hopefully see some more of each other.